Formative Assessment for California Teachers, Fact Verification. Self-Assessment Standards 5, 6, and CSTPs. Participating teachers, please fill out the information above this line. Reviewers will complete the information below on this page. Use this rubric as a guide as you complete the following pages. The purpose of assessment of teaching and learning is to provide opportunities to consider prior knowledge and skills acquired in teacher preparation and Year 1 induction while assessing teaching practice for strengths and areas for growth. This is part of the data collection phase in an action research cycle. There are multiple prompts throughout this assignment. Each response must be directly related to the reflection planning prompts. Think about your classroom practice related to each area below. Use your classroom practice as an example of how you are meeting the prompts. And you will provide at least 2 examples per prompt. They can be strengths and areas for growth. Short paragraphs or bullets are both acceptable. The pages all take on this type of format. The reflection planning prompts are in the middle column. The questions are here. If you need more information or a better description, you will want to reference to the left of the middle column information that'll give you more detail for whatever planning prompt you are reading. You are going to skip the Year 1 initial assessment and the Year 1 final assessment. You are Year 2. You will begin with Year 2 initial assessment fall. You are going to date when you complete the assessment, and there are 2 spaces for the bullets to show the examples of how you are meeting this prompt currently in your classroom. It is not required for you to use the self-assessment from Year 1. It is okay to start with Year 2 initial assessment and leave the Year 1 sections blank. I'm going to scroll down to the next induction standard, Universal Access Equity. Equity for teaching English learners. If you do not have identified English learners in your classroom, you will still be meeting the needs of these prompts by discussing your students that are struggling with academic content, academic literacy, academic vocabulary. Equity, teaching special populations. In this section, if you do not have any identified special population students, you will still be using your experience with the students that you have to complete these prompts. The last page says Special Assessment Clear Education Specialist Candidates. This is for teachers clearing their Ed Specialists or their Special Ed credentials. If you are a multiple subject or single subject teacher, you do not need to complete this page. It is only for education specialists. As we go down, you will see the CSTPs. Once again, you can skip Year 1 initial and Year 1 final, and you can begin with Year 2 initial. Please date the date you are completing these self-assessments, and you can use the data from the assessment of teaching and learning, the observation data that you placed in the CSTPs, to help you understand where you're at on this continuum of emerging to innovating, and you will mark where you are at with an X for each CSTP. There is also a link here to the continuum of teaching practice. You can open it right up and take a look at the booklet to see exactly what they expect if you are exploring in a certain CSTP, what the student expectation is for exploring as well, and for any of the continuum that you are looking into.